guys, this is Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to take you along with doing my ingredient prep for the week, just getting everything ready to make life a little bit easier throughout the week when we are cooking our dinners or our lunches or whatever it may be. This is my last week left of maternity leave, which is so bittersweet for me. I can't believe it's already been almost 12 weeks and it is going to be tough going back next week. I'm not gonna lie. So, but I wanted to start getting back in the routine of ingredient prepping and everything like that to get us ready for when I do go back to work. So stay tuned for a video for next week. It'll be ingredient prep, but also some meal preps, especially if you are going to be busy and on the go. I'm gonna have some great breakfast ideas to share with you. But for today's video, we did ingredient prep, but I also made a delicious homemade pumpkin spice creamer. Very simple ingredients. I think it is the perfect amount of sweetness, but you can always tweak it to your own liking, of course. But thanks so much for being here. We're gonna jump right in with getting everything prepped. I am excited to share soon some more fall inspired recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as some snacks. Those are gonna be coming up as well. I've been starting to share some dessert recipes, and I'm excited to get into the pumpkin and making more of that. I've been really heavily apple focused because we had so many apples. But anyway, long story short, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope it provides motivation for you that maybe you're not a big meal prepper. Maybe it just makes sense for you to do more ingredient prep like I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and get started on this. So I'm starting off with my grocery haul from Aldi. You'll see I got a ton of fresh produce and just things to prep for the week. I'm not going to go through every single thing that I got, but a few things I don't usually get. I don't usually get cabbage, but I really wanted to make some homemade egg roll in a bowl this week, as well as just other few dishes. We have something that my family's always called fried cabbage. So I'm gonna make some of that. And then I hardly ever buy these little cocktail smokies, but for some reason I just so wanted these with macaroni and cheese. That is like a childhood meal. So we grabbed those, and then these pork tenderloins from Aldi are such a good deal. It was only around $4 for that, and I thought that was such a steal, and it's already pre-seasoned and everything, which was super helpful. And then we also had to grab a few things from Walmart, and I found these there. I swear every time I look for gluten-free pre-made waffles that are in the freezer section, they're never chocolate chip flavored. So I was so excited to see that they had those. And then this flour, I've never tried it before, but I have used it in recipes this week and it was delicious. This General Tso's chicken is a staple for us for quick weeknight dinners. It takes about 10 minutes because it's already cooked and we just have to warm it up in the pan. And then I make the little 90-second rice with it, and it is so good. So that is something that we always like to have, especially for Wednesday nights since we have church. And I don't always want to go out to eat on Wednesday nights, but I'm definitely not coming home cooking a full meal, especially with me going to be going back to work soon. That's definitely not going to happen. So it's always great having quick little meals like that. And now I'm just washing all of the produce with water and a little bit of white vinegar, and then just letting everything dry before we start chopping up and getting everything ready in containers to go in the fridge. I love how beautiful all of these colors look together. I swear it is just the best thing to see fresh produce like this, especially after washing it. And that always amazes me too, just the amount of dirt if you look in the sink afterwards. But I have never stored my fruits or vegetables in mason jars like this, but I've been seeing how it helps just extend the shelf life of it, especially after washing it. So I did both the strawberries and the blueberries like this, and then I used a mixture of glass containers and a few plastic containers for the remainder of the vegetables and the fruits there. And I love being able to look at everything, to have everything prepped and ready, especially the blueberries and strawberries, because we'll pop those into smoothies or just snack on the strawberries. And it's just nice to already have them cut, and you don't have to worry about having to wash and make sure they're ready to go. They're just already ready for you. So that's super nice. And then these little mini bell peppers, you'll notice I have two different kinds. I have the large ones because I want to do some stuffed peppers for this week. And then I have these mini ones that I have been making this quick. It takes like maybe 10 minutes to throw together. It's like a chicken rice bowl, but it has these peppers and onions in it, and it is delicious. And it uses canned chicken, which is such a hack for me, not having to take time to cook chicken, which can take a while. And it does not taste like canned chicken at all. I made this for my husband, and I've made it for my nanny as well, and neither one of them could tell that it was canned chicken. So I'll definitely be sharing the recipe on that one soon, and you will have to try it and let me know what you think about it. But that is what we're using these little peppers for. I think they are great for snacking on as well if you want to dip them in hummus, or even dipping them in guacamole is really good. But we are using these for our little stir fry recipe. I did want to share a quick dinner recipe for you guys. This is one of our absolute favorites, and it is pesto chicken, and then I'm making smashed potatoes with it, as well as some asparagus. So the chicken is easy as could be. All it is adding pesto to the tops of them, smearing it on really well, and baking it in the oven for about 15 minutes. When it has baked for about 15, I'll take it out and put cheese on it. I like using either provolone or pepper jack. We had pepper jack in the fridge that I was wanting to use up, so that's what we did that day. But provolone also tastes really delicious on it. And then I've made these smashed potatoes before, and they are so, so good. So I'm baking these for about 15 minutes as well in the oven with just some olive oil and some salt and pepper on the outside of it. Once it comes out after those 15 minutes, they're tender enough to mash. So I'm just taking an old jar that I have and mashing them. And then I'm going to be topping them with some Parmesan with some Italian seasoning spread in, and baking them for another 10 minutes to make sure that they're nice and done, but that cheese is crispy and just delicious on top. So while I had everything out and getting the chicken ready for dinner that evening, I decided to just go ahead and chop up the whole rest of the pack. And this was a great hack for us for dinners and for lunches as well, just having this already pre-made. And I went ahead and put it in to marinate in two different types of seasoning, which you'll see. I used Dano's spicy seasoning for some, and then this Kinder's seasoning is just my absolute favorite right now. I just love it so much on everything. If you can't tell, I like using it in a lot of my recipes. If you can find it, you definitely need to give it a try. So I'm going ahead and getting these ready. And then the next day is actually when Raymond grills these up. And that's such a great way to use up a good bit of chicken like this, because it can be used in salads, it can be used in wraps. I can use it in other recipes as well that call for chicken, but I don't want to have to take the time to cook the chicken. So I love being able to do this, and I just think there's very few things better and very few ways to make chicken as good as grilling it. So I'm chopping up some radishes to have with the carrots that I've chopped up earlier. I am thinking about doing some carrot fries, but then also roasting some of them. So when I roast the carrots, I'm also going to roast some of these radishes. I also love just snacking on them. Anybody else out there love doing that? I like the little peppery taste that it has. I think it's just so delicious, and it's great to add into salads. But while I was also doing this, I had some fresh okra from the farmer's market that we went to, and I breaded my own and then decided to use some of it for making a quick side to just go in the freezer to have for another dinner time. And then, of course, had to have me a little snack, so we made a peanut butter milkshake. I love peanut butter milkshakes. And then the last thing that we're making is a homemade pumpkin spice creamer. I'm using about a cup and a half of heavy cream, a third of a cup of pumpkin, 1 teaspoon each of vanilla extract and pumpkin pie spice, and then 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And I just brought it together on the stove until it was warm enough and everything was combined. And then I added it into a glass jar and I'm just storing it in the refrigerator. It should last about a week in the refrigerator, which will be plenty for me to add to my coffee each morning. And it turns out so delicious. If you like for yours to be a little bit sweeter, you can always add an extra tablespoon of maple syrup, but I think it was the perfect amount of sweetness here. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you motivation to do this for yourself. Make sure you comment down below if there's anything you would like to see, any recipes you would like for me to try, and we will see you in our next video.